Grand rising, grand arrival, grand return. Peace and blessings to the righteous and the repentant alike. I am Chief Sophia of the AmaruKhan Band of Indians, and this is our introduction to daylight astrology. Now, this is what I make this whole series to explain. The way most astrologers and magicians count their cycles, it's not from like what we see in the middle here. It's from either dark moon to dark moon, which is a new moon, or it's full moon to full moon. And what I'm proposing is a hybrid cycle. So let's talk about dark moon to dark moon. So this is when you look at, for example, the Chinese New Year starts with the first new moon in the calendar year. So they start, the Chinese New Year is the first new moon in the calendar year. And they count their year from the new moon until the next new moon without consideration at all of the full moon and what effect it has on the year. And this has a particular effect, especially when you are engaged in different type of magical activities where you're blocking out the light. Like it's saying, okay, we were born into darkness and we're going to stay dark. Okay. The opposite of that are people who look at the full moon and they calculate their cycle from full moon to full moon, especially when they're doing their particular magic. So these are people who do one kind of magic on the new moon, one kind of magic on the full moon, and they're not the same kind of magic. And especially the people who work from full moon to full moon, a lot of the things that happen are out in public because the full moon is when it's brightest. So these are things that happen on the outside. This is external harvesting. When you do things from new moon to new moon, that's internal harvesting. And so the cycle that I'm proposing and that I use when I do any of my divination or anything that I do is a hybrid cycle where we go from full moon, to new moon to full moon. So we take into consideration all three positions. We start our count in the light because we're children of the light, but we don't discount the darkness. And so, effective immediately, all of my rituals are the same for the new moon, the full moon, and the new moon. They're the same. So right now we're in the midst of Cancer new moon season. My Cancer new moon ritual is the same as my Cancer. Yeah, we're in Cancer new moon season. My Cancer full moon ritual is the same as my Cancer new moon ritual. Is the same as my Cancer full moon ritual. It's the same. Now we do count here. We start our year with the full moons. We start our year with the Aries full moon, but the start of the full moon cycle is the day after the Pisces full moon. That's the first day of the cycle. So again, we start our cycle in light, not in darkness. And so when you get to the new moon that's in the middle of that cycle, which is the Virgo new moon for Aries, that's halfway through the Aries full moon cycle. So energetically it's tying up that energy and binding it to the new moon. So that's basically, we had a crop circle recently and it was a knot, but I recognized the knot is a bear. It called it a witch's knot. It's got a bunch of different names, but we did it in school. It's a barrel knot that we would do with the GIMP in summer camp. And so I recognized it. I was like, oh, that's a barrel. It's not a square, it's a barrel. It's round because it's got, anyway, I'm going to do a video on that crop circle. I haven't got to that yet, but just so you understand what I'm saying. By binding the new moon to its related full moon, we are ensuring that the energy cannot be harvested. When you go from dark moon to dark moon or full moon to full moon without consideration of the entire cycle, the lunation that happens in the midst of the cycle, you are leaving yourself open for harvesting. energetic harvesting on the outside, or physical abundance harvesting on the energetic harvesting on the inside, or abundance harvesting on the outside. And so by considering the whole cycle, full moon, new moon in the middle, full moon at the end, and literally going from light to light, without ignoring the darkness of the new moon, we're creating an energetic knot for the energy to bind in. And that is different from how anybody else is talking about the energy. So that's all I want to put in this video. We will continue to watch this evolve as we move forward. So shalom, peace and blessings, and we'll see you in the next video.